Right, so what I've got here is a Skaven star player, Kreek The Verminator Rustgouger for my son's Skaven force. Now, what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I've already taken him out of all of the main kind of moulding. And the reason I've done that is because I just want to kind of spend more time focusing on putting the model together, but I've still got a tiny bit of like polishing up to do. So I think this is a good point to sort of branch off. Now, what I have done, however, prior to actually beginning the build, I've actually cleaned this all up. So what I've done is I've got warm soapy water and I've cleaned it all just to basically get the kind of the initial layer off that all resin models come with. So I'm just going to show you though how I've left things. So I've still left them a bit rough, and that's just purely because I haven't gone that far, and I wanted to show you how you might clean up the last bits of a model before you start putting it all together. So even once you've taken away the main bulk of all of the mold area, I mean, look how much more like resin is wasted in this process. It's actually quite shocking, isn't it, really? If you think about it, you feel like you're almost paying in some cases for all of that excess. But anyway, I digress. Let's start looking at how this works. So the problem I get with resin models is sometimes I worry where you might have some parts that you're sometimes wondering if you actually should remove them, because you can see this one here, it's coming off the back of this leg, coming off a bit of a piston. The positioning definitely says to me that that is not part of the model. However, I do worry, I genuinely worry sometimes when I'm taking away bits of webbing if it's actually part of the model's finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by taking away obvious things. So this here looks like an obvious bit that should not be there. I'm just going to take that off with my modelling tool. Now you've got to be careful with resin because you can actually snap other bits off. I've actually done it when I was doing a video for a death corp. Was just gently filing something away, and I kid you not, that a whole arm of the model just snapped off, and I wasn't even putting much pressure on. So I'm just going to try and tidy up some of this. This is basically where he's going to stand on the base. Okay. Now let me have a quick look around and check if there's anything else that's kind of jumping out at me as being webbing or shouldn't be here. Now you can see, if you look there, that does not look right. This part here, this looks again like webbing to me. It doesn't look like it should be there, but by the same logic, it's quite a thick bit of plastic. So I'm just going to very gently file it away. Then just using my tool here, you can see there's like this nice curved end to it, a kind of nice curved nose to the end of it. I'm just going to use to very carefully get into there. Okay. Right, now let's just check if there's anywhere else. As I said, it's amazing where these little bits of mold lines turn up. I'm just going to hold off for a second on that bit, and I'm just going to start tidying up the rest of it. I think it's not supposed to be there. It looks like it's an obvious mold line to me, but as I said, I've removed bits in the past thinking that they were mold lines, and then they've turned out to be like some kind of weird cabling or something. Just kind of shape that around. Now be careful on this stuff, because this will just snap off so easily. See if there's anywhere, particularly on things like this chain. So you can see certain things, like if you look here, we've got a kind of flat bit. Now I'm hoping that when this slides into the chain, we're not going to see that. So best thing to do is let's make sure that it's hidden. Yeah, it is. You can see it pops down there, so I don't need to do anything about that. It's just sometimes you've got to look and sort of say to yourself, is that an issue with the casting, or is it intentional? And obviously it's intentional by the look of it. So just gonna slide that on there, just to make sure that there's a nice fit. There's no parts of it that are poking out or, you know, not sitting properly, so that's all perfectly fine. Again, come over here. I'm just going to do a similar check now. That there. Again, I can see a little bit there that feels a bit rough. Then this part here. Yeah. So just make sure, I mean, it's things like the fingers and things where you can potentially come across some issues now. Yeah, so this arm is going to sit in here. Again, just making sure that it goes in nice and tight. Okay, and over to this side now. Just gonna, again, clean this out. See there's where the mold line's a bit heavy. Again, I'm just gonna clean it off. You can see in there as well where it is, but I'm being very careful because it's so easy to accidentally damage some of the details by just pure accident. Again, if we look over here, can we see on this spike you've got kind of bad mold drips. So let me just carefully find here a knife. So I'm just gonna trying to do it very carefully so that I don't accidentally take off the top of the spike. Same on this one over here. There we go. Yeah, you just have to be very careful, and you have to be just willing to spend a little bit longer getting things off. Okay, right, doesn't look like there's any more. One thing that I do tend to find about these resin models is the older the sprue, the worse the kind of mold lines become. Okay, but there we go. Just got to make sure that this is going to fit snug now. Yeah. Okay, we are now ready to start gluing things on. Oh, no, wait. I've got to go back here because that is definitely not anything. I'm confident now that I can just lob that off. There we go. Tie that up again. It's amazingly light because it's resin. It's just so no weight to it. You expect it to feel heavier. I think it's a psychological thing. You've got plastic, so if you look at these plastic Dark Angels, you expect them to be light. But when you look at something like resin, even though it's quite a light substance, I don't know why, but psychologically, for some reason, your brain thinks that they're going to be a lot heavier than they are. I don't know why that is. I'm sure someone can explain it to me. Right, super glue. Right. This is the not very fun part, to be quite honest, while we push this in place and then start hoping that it'll all dry off eventually. So I'm just going to push that in properly. Give it a chance to get the air into it. Sometimes I think I should get myself some epoxy. Just going to hold that nice and tight while I move over here. And give it a few seconds to breathe a bit. As well. If I run this over this bond on both sides now, that should help secure it. Just trying to make sure that it's actually closed off as well. You can see I've got a bit of a gap around the back here, which isn't great. Need to that. There we go. Okay, and now his tail. I'll get this the right way around, eh? I think I've got that the wrong way. There we go. That's better. Right, now, just to add a bit of stability, let's get him on his base. Yeah, I'm going to get myself some 2-part epoxy sealant, you know, because I think that's going to be so much better for resin than super glue. But there we go. Okay, so he's going to take a long time to dry, unfortunately, because that's what it's like with super glue. But that's him. That is our, the Verminator. Yeah, that's what he's called, isn't it? Kreek the Verminator Rustgouger, who's like just insane Skaven Rustgouger star player with his warp-filled ball and chain. Definitely something cool to have on a battlefield. Blood Bowl pitch even. Okay, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.